Hello, I'm Dr. Donald Ozello of Championship Chiropractic in Las Vegas, Nevada. Today on InformerTV, I'm going to be discussing cold weather running. I'm going to be giving you tips on how to exercise outdoors, how to make it safer, and how to make it more beneficial. First of all, when you're running in cold weather, the body has to get adapted to it. The first couple times that you're in cold weather, probably going to get some stinging feeling in your lungs, may get some uncomfortable feelings down in your toes and in your hands, and you have to get used to that. Your body's going to adapt to the cold weather. After the first couple times, the stinging should stop in the lungs. A good way to avoid that is to try to breathe through your nose as long as you can. When you're breathing through your nose, the air gets warmer and the air gets filtered before it hits the lungs. Therefore, it prevents and lowers that stinging just a little bit. Now, the numbness in the hands and the fingers is something that you have to be very careful of. Obviously, we want to dress according to the weather. When you're going for a run, no matter what the temperature is, you want to make sure that you're dressed accordingly. When it's colder, you're going to be outside and you're going to be running and your body's going to warm up. So you want to make sure that you have on clothes that fit well, especially that first layer. You want to dress in layers. The second layer, you don't want to have it be too bulky, okay? But you want to make sure that you have your good shoes, and if it's really cold, you want to wear gloves. And the reason for that is you want to prevent your feet from getting cold, and you want to prevent your fingers from getting cold. When you're outside and you're running, the body works very hard to propel you forward, obviously. But when you're in the cold weather, your body wants to keep your core temperature warm. So there's less blood flow to the extremities. So you want to make sure that you have your fingers and your toes protected. Now, if the numbness is very severe in your fingers and your toes, obviously you want to stop running and you want to get inside as quickly as you can and warm those up. When you're running outside, your body warms up, like I said, and you get adapted to that. When the weather is cold, the blood flow to the muscles is a little bit less than when the weather is warmer. And the reason for that, like I mentioned before, is that your body's working hard just to keep your core temperature warm. So you want to make sure that you do a very thorough warm-up. One thing that I always tell people to do is you can do a little bit of your warm-up inside. When you're inside, get the blood flowing, do some dynamic motions, and then go outside and finish your warm-up right before you start running. While you're running, you want to keep your eyes on the road and be very careful. If the weather is cold, very cold, there may be ice on the ground, it may be slippery, so you want to make sure that you're looking right in front of you to keep an eye on the road and be safe, especially when you're turning a corner. A lot of times I've seen people fall down when they're turning the corner, end up getting injured because that's where some ice patches are and they're not paying attention. They're looking a little bit too farther ahead. So you want to make sure that you keep your eyes on the road right in front of you to keep yourself safe. When you're finished running, you want to make sure that you do a nice cool down. A comprehensive cool down doesn't have to be any more than 3 to 5 minutes. You want to make sure that you're moving around. You come back to the house, you do some motions for the shoulders, for the hips, for the spine, for the extremities, and then you do some static motions, some static stretches. That is going to allow you to break up the muscle tension and relax your body so that your body goes from an exercise state to a non-exercise state. Finally, the last thing is when it's cold, you don't want to stay in your sweaty clothes too long. You want to change as quickly as you can, get in a hot shower, and warm your body up. If you stay in your sweaty clothes, your body's going to cool down and you're increasing the chance of getting an injury or getting a cold, and you don't want that. Running is to make yourself healthier. It is the purest and simplest exercise that there is. Use these guidelines for proper running when it's cold outside, and it's going to be more beneficial. You're going to get great results from it, and it's going to help you live a healthier, fitter, more functional life. This has been Dr. Donald Ozello of Championship Chiropractic signing off on InformerTV.